for Darfeezy Studios in Edenville, Kentucky. It's time for another episode of Darfeezy TV Recap. Welcome to Season 2 of Darfeezy TV Recap. Hopefully 2021 proves to be a better year for television, movies, and all things in the world. Now, let's talk about some TV shows. First, a new suspense thriller as a drunk Kaylee Coco tries to solve a murder. And Michael goes all John McClane. All that and more on this episode of DETV Recap. Now your host, Darfeezy. Hello, Easy Nation. Welcome to another episode of Darfeezy TV Recap. This is Season 2. Welcome to the second season. And you know, how I always like to do these podcasts, like the Easy K Show, for instance, every year would be the beginning of a whole new season. So, I'm happy to bring you to a whole new season. Does anything change? No, we're still, the way this show works, comes out every Sunday, hopefully. I will talk about all the TV shows that I watched during the week. Now, during spring and fall, the show is going to be there's going to be a lot of episodes coming out every week. During the summer months, when there's not a lot of TV I watch, I might just go watch a series and have an episode every so often, or maybe I'll just take maybe I'll just take a break like I did last year. So who knows what's going to happen? I might get lazy. I might miss some episodes, but for now, let's get right talking about the new season of Darfeezy's TV Recap. I hope you guys are having a great new year. It's not been bad. I mean, Kentucky won. There's been some good things with sports. The NFL playoffs are getting ready to start. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this new year. I hope it's so far started to a good point. So let's start with the first episode. And that is talking about Star Trek Discovery, Season 3, Episode 12, The Good of the People. This episode was cool because, you know, one of the things I liked about this episode was we had, you know, you have the chain, you have the kind of the evil kind of dictator girl. She is she has taken over Discovery and she's trying to get into the Federation space. And her whole point is she wants to open up negotiations with the Federation president and the admiral. And they have this kind of dialogue, and he and her talk about maybe joining forces, have the Federation and the Chain come together, and that would expand the Federation, and the Chain will try to change a little bit. And he's like, I appreciate what you're doing, but the only way this could mean anything is if you surrender, if you will face trials for all the things you have done. You've done some bad things. And she's like, let the past be the past. Let's do the new things. And he's like, we can't be who we are if we do not recognize the past. And I'm like, you know, sometimes Star Trek Discovery doesn't realize, like, what the franchise it is, like, in the Star Trek. But I really did feel like that Admiral is he feels like a Federation Admiral that we would have seen in older Star Trek. So I do appreciate that kind of stuff. The stuff on the Discovery, we see all Michael going all John McClane, especially with the no shoes. Like, it felt very Die Hard to me, which was very cool. She's taking these guys out one by one. I really enjoyed this episode of Star Trek Discovery. I'm ready to see how it ends because negotiations did not go well. So we'll see how it ends in the finale next week or this week. So I'm looking forward to seeing that finale. All right, let's move on to The Flight Attendant, Season 1. So I was kind of surprised at how quickly I watched this show because this show was a very easy binge. This is a new show on HBO Max, 8 episodes, so easy binge. I love 8 episode formats for television shows. Some people are like, oh, I want more, but 8 episodes, you can tell a quick, concise, perfect story. You don't have to do any filler. So I think 8 episodes, 10 episodes of seasons is a perfect because you don't have to do any of the filler arcs or any of that stuff. So I always think 8 episodes are really good. And, you know, the show starring Kaylee Coco, who was, you know, mostly famous for The Big Bang Theory. And I was curious to check this show out because I like her. She's hot. I mean, incredible in And I liked what the show did. It was very interesting. It's a suspense thriller where you have this girl. She's a flight attendant. She's drunk half the time, or most of the time, more than half, really. But she she wakes up one morning next to this guy she hooked up with, and now she's trying to figure out this murder. She's trying to get away with cleaning up a crime scene. You kind of learn a lot of the psychological things that why she would do this. And I thought one of the things I really did enjoy about the show was whenever she was talking to Alex, the dead guy for the first episode, and you're like, is this going to be a returning theme? And you kind of can get, when you watch the show, at first you're like, why is she talking to this guy so much? And then you're just like, it's just a psychosis of the character, and I very much enjoyed a lot what they did with that character and how she truly begins to love. I really enjoyed Miranda Otto in this show as well as the character known as Miranda, and because I've been a fan of her ever since since she did Doctor Who and her Master. I thought her character was awesome in that show. And I thought she was great in this show as well. I mean, I mean, she always kind of plays the same type of character, but she's good at it. The lawyer friend, I thought all the characters in the show did a really good job, and I thought the show did a good job of setting stuff up for the future, and it wasn't just like, we're going to do this one season. I like you have the friend who you're just like, why are they focusing so much on him? You really, I'm almost like, okay, they're focusing this on it is for another season, and then you also have other stories going on with her friend, with her lawyer friend, who has these shady friends that has connections to like some kind of mob. So they set all these kind of cool little stories up. But I like the first season for what it was. It was a Hitchcock kind of thriller. If Hitchcock was still around, and he would have probably made TV, I think this is a kind of TV show that Alfred Hitchcock would have liked to done. I think it's based off a book. I guess it's a graphic novel because it's being produced by Greg Berlanti, who is, mostly known for the CW verse or the Arrowverse, and then the other stuff. I thought the music was very well done by Blake Neely. I really enjoyed the Flight Attendant. I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to, and yeah, I'll totally watch the second season of this show. Alright guys, that ends another episode of Dark Easy TV Recap. I know people are like, where's the Doctor Who episode? Why didn't you talk about the Doctor Who episode? Well, you can blame Google or YouTube TV for that, because for some reason, it did not record. I mean, what the hell? I was trying to I was wanting to watch Doctor Who because it was going to be cool, because last year, my first episode of Darth Easy's TV Recap was The Master is Back, and I was going to get to use that theme again, and I love the Doctor Who theme. I love Jodie Whittaker's Doctor Who theme. May not love her Doctor, and I'm really curious to see Captain Jack Harkness back in Doctor Who fully, but I'm just going to have to, I'm hoping I'll have the episode up next week, and then also the show I'm really interested in watching is Cobra Kai. I want to finish the Flight Attendant. I don't like stopping a show halfway through before I finish it, so I figured I'd do the Flight Attendant this week, and then we'll move on to Cobra Kai next week, because that'll be probably the theme of the week, along with talk about the finale of Star Trek and probably Doctor Who. So I'm in a lot of shows next week, but I'm looking forward to talking about some TV, more TV, and I hope everyone's having a good new year. I do have a bunch of movie reviews and television reviews coming out soon I'll have the Star Trek Discovery next week. I'll probably have Cobra Kai, The Flight Attendant, and then I have a bunch of movie reviews coming out. I did watch a lot of movies for my top 10 movies, and that will be coming out soon. That will be the first video I post, but I do not like doing any video editing when I work during the week, because I kind of like to devote that to watching either TV or playing video games when I get off from work, when I wake up, and so that's my plan for the week. I hope you guys are okay with it. So guys, yeah, that's all I gotta say on this week's episode of Darth Easy's TV Recap. Just stay tuned to my the main Darth Easy channel for all my video reviews. Those will probably start posting on January 9th. So it's pretty much a week from now when I'll have a bunch of YouTube reviews coming out, but be patient, guys. Be patient. So guys, click that like button, subscribe to see more, and tell your friends about Asian Nation. And until next time, all too easy.